If you guys like cute dogs and kittens, just prepare yourself. Yeah. Just don't, avoid the camera. Don't hit the camera. Get into character. Come on, you're a bumblebee. Oh, don't look at the camera. Get out of there. I know. Hi guys, so in this week's video you find me here in Mobile, Alabama. Not mobile, not mobile, Mobile. That's how you meant to say it. How Alabamans say it. And the reason that I'm wearing this plastic apron is because for the last week I've been volunteering at the City of Mobile Animal Shelter, where I've been helping the amazing staff here take care of the animals that they receive on a daily basis. The shelter is here to take in and also collect animals from across the City of Mobile. Most of the time the animals might be strays or they've been dropped off by members of the public. Sometimes the animals are dropped off because they're unwanted by the owners and they can't look after them anymore. And in extreme circumstances, the animals are taken from the owners due to animal cruelty or neglect. This little guy here, his fur is completely matted, which for an animal like this can actually cause bacteria and fungus to grow. So it's actually a little bit of animal cruelty as well. And I don't know how he sees anything because his hair is completely over his eyes. This guy down here is a cat who was massively overfed and not exercised. So part of his rehabilitation is to actually get him down to a healthy weight before he can be rehoused. So we think this puppy's come in and it's deaf and blind, so we've got to take good care of this little guy. And the most amazing thing about this shelter is that they'll never put down a healthy animal, which is absolutely amazing. The shelter also has a policy that whenever an animal is received to the shelter, they receive medical shots to prevent awful diseases like rabies and parvo and other nasty stuff like that. Once the animal has received its shots, it's then put into its cage or its pen where the staff give it a healthy and regular diet. In some instances, it's the most humane thing to actually euthanize the animal just to stop it suffering, because medically there's nothing you can do for that animal, and that's actually been quite heartbreaking to see, but at the same time you know that it has to be done. If an animal comes to the shelter and it's suffering from a curable disease or ailment, the staff will administer treatment and bring the animal back up to full health. So one of the cats here has got potentially something called a third eyelid, which basically gives the cat a really bad eye infection. So as part of the treatment, the staff here are giving it some ointment to hopefully get rid of that. The shelter then gets to work in finding them a new home. So this little guy in here has just found a new home. One thing the guys do is they research people who have lost pets, and it's here the guys will reach out and find the pet owner and return the animal back to them. One of the amazing projects they have here at the shelter as well is something called therapy dogs, and they're 4 dogs which they take around to old people's homes as well as people with special needs and use the dogs as essentially sort of animal therapy. The shelter also receives kittens, some of them without their mother, and usually what happens is they'll be put with a mother who's actually being able to essentially breastfeed the kittens, but she's able to wean the kittens until they're fit and healthy. The shelter is funded by the City Council, however due to the care and the treatment that is given to these animals, they also rely heavily on donations as well as volunteer work, and that's where I come. I've been doing what I can, where I can, and usually this involves 2 things. The first of these is cleaning up after the animals, and we all know what that means. And probably the better side of volunteer work here is actually socialising with the animals, picking up cats, stroking them, to make sure the dogs get plenty of exercise, basically just take them for a little bit of walk, let them off the leash in this big field they've got here, and just let them be dogs for a short part of the day. Some of the animals that come to the shelter have come from neglect or bad ownership. For some of these animals, it's so important to regain a trust in human beings, and that has to come from human interaction, playing with the animals, stroking them, walking the dogs, and it's only until they build up that confidence again with humans will this shelter be able to find them a home. So this week has been a huge amount of fun. I've also learned the huge amount of effort it takes to care for animals and what the staff do here, which is absolutely amazing. They truly do love these animals and they do give them the best chance in life when they do come to the shelter and ultimately find them the best homes. The staff have been super friendly to me. I could stay here a lot longer easily, especially with the cats. I've got a massive soft spot for the cats now. In the description below I've left links if you want to find out more about the City of Mobile Animal Shelter, and if you live in the area, how you can volunteer and come down and play with the animals and do all that kind of fun stuff. So sadly guys, I've actually got to move on from Alabama and the next stop is going to be Mississippi. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and also follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next week where I'll be doing something really random in Mississippi. Alright, peace out, one love. Rastafari, touch me. Now I'll get like 5,000 more subscribers if you can say please subscribe to Jack vs Life. Go. No, Jack vs. You gotta say Jack vs Life. Please subscribe. And thanks for watching. Say subscribe to Jack vs Life.
Subscribe to Jack vs Life.
That sounds more like Batman, but all right.